Hey everybody, Mike, Kinderhook, Woodcraft, and I wanted to post a shop update. Since this is spring, I'm now moving my workbench back outside. I had it in the basement, and so that meant some spring cleaning in the garage and of my stuff. My workbench is a wreck right now because I'm working on several projects at the same time. But I wanted to show you there was a project I wanted to do for, let me grab this. I wanted to do this project. It was for Dominic Bender's tree challenge, but I just could not get it finished in time. And what it is if you follow me on social media, you know I've been making bentwood rings, and I had a kind of a cool idea to make a bentwood ring with bark. So it turned out pretty cool. I don't know how well you can see that. There's two of them, and they're not really the most attractive thing, but they're kind of cool, and I thought it would be a fun project. So this idea came to me when I was planing. I was sharpening my blade and testing it, and I took up a nice curl, and I remembered seeing people making rings out of veneer and also shaving, so I figured I'd give it a shot. So I've got my plane set for actually a fairly heavy cut, and I'll just take a shaving or two. And that one might be a good one right there. And I'm only going to need about 8 or 9 inches of it, so I'm just going to do this. That's about how long I want it to be. So now I'll just wrap this around a dowel and glue it up as I go. I'll take and sand this end down just like that, so it just doesn't make this kink up when I roll around it. Just till it comes to a point. That way there won't be a step on the inside of the ring that you have to sand out. This is the really thin stuff. It's really watery. This is a little bit thicker. This, I guess, is probably closer to what they call the gel. And this is better for getting the ring together, I find. And then, of course, I'll finish it, I'll soak it good and finish it with this to really penetrate the fibers. So now here I've already got this piece of bark. I already boiled it yesterday, so I'd have it ready for today, but I'll show you how I did that. And then I'll take the part that I sanded down to a nice point, and I'll wrap it around here. Give them a shot, just a little drop of that glue. I don't know if you can see this, but I just sort of wet right across the end of it there. And I'll close them up and try to get them as tight around there as I can. And then just hold that till the glue sets up real good. And I'll just keep working my way around. So now I'll just let that dry for a few minutes. And I literally just hunted around in the woods till I found a stick that looked okay. And there's probably better, kinds of trees where the bark might be a little more attractive. But I figured out roughly how much I needed to wrap it. And I just took a knife and really carefully just skinned it like that. And it's just the bark. Probably could leave a little of the wood on it if you wanted to, but I think that would wrinkle up when you went to wrap it around. But try to keep a fairly consistent width. You see I had to take a few shavings before I got one right. And then I didn't know if this really needed it. I thought it did, so I went ahead and boiled it anyway. I just boiled it in a pot of water for about 10-15 minutes until it was sort of, flexible. Then I wrapped it around this dowel and clamped it so that it would dry in the round shape. It was probably dry by now. And I'm just going to take, this is 120, and I'll just sand it. This is the piece I've already boiled. I've already got it curled up. This is what wants to go around it. So it's not going to be any wider than that. But I'll go ahead and leave it, whitish like that, and go ahead and glue the bark on. That way I can shape it however I want to do it after I'm completely glued up. So when I put this on, I'm not going to taper this edge. And the reason for that, I'll show you as I go. But I'm going to start gluing this up right now. I'm going to leave the glue. I'm not going to go right up to the end with the glue. I'm going to put a dab on it right there. And get it started. And you'll see in just a second why I'm leaving that end loose. So see where I'm getting ready to end up. I'll move the camera and show you a little bit what I'm trying to do. Okay, so I'm not actually going to overlap this bark. What I'm going to do is lay it across there. And I'm going to use a trick that vinyl flooring installers use. I'm going to cut right through both of those pieces. And that should leave them perfectly lined up. And hopefully you'll be able to see how this happens. I'm just going to rock my knife. And obviously be careful doing this because this could get real bloody real quick. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it back on this dowel. See, that top piece popped off. Now when I cut through the next piece, they'll be perfectly lined up. And there it went. So now I'll do my best to get the glue in there and try to get it fastened. I'll take this really thin CA glue, and I got this at Woodcraft, and I'll just sort of wet it around like this, but you got to be careful, you don't want to stick it to the dowel. So let's take him off the dowel, and now there I can go around the edges. And that's probably enough. What I'll just do now is I'll sand it a little bit and shape it a little more. I won't even bother sanding around the outside. I'm just going to cover it with the CA glue and let it finish just like that. Now I have noticed that it helps a lot to just sort of put a bevel on the inside of this, on the inside, that way it slides on and off your finger real nice. It doesn't have to be big, just take the corner off of it and then I'll sand it after that. Now what I'll do is put a little finish on it, the inside of it. This is a little spring clamp. I took the actual pads off of it. So if you do this, just know that, you know, how do you hold the damn thing? But if you do it this way, know that these little prongs on the clamp will sort of dig in. So now I'll just take a little bit of this glue and I'll take it on a paper towel. You could probably use cotton, like a ripped up t-shirt or something like that too. I just do it on this paper towel because it's this quick. That's all I'm going to do on the inside. And I'll let that dry and I'll probably give it a couple more coats. And then I'll just take and wipe it right around the edge. And there, that's good and dry. And there you have it. Bent wood twig rings. I'm probably going to do another ring making video of some of the other stuff I've been making. And I also have a crib, which you can't see, is right behind me. Got lumber waiting for crib build. And so look for that coming soon. And now the moment we've all been waiting for. I know that was driving some of y'all crazy. Oh, and I almost forgot stickers. I have stickers now. If you want to trade stickers, I don't know, leave me a comment or something and we'll trade addresses. I ordered these from a pretty big company online, and as soon as I looked at them, I noticed they were blurry, and you probably can't see that on camera. You know, it looks fine. But if you look at it up close, then it probably won't show on the video. But it's blurry. And what I'm wondering is how, you know, several people put eyes on this. How does this get by everybody and get stuck in a box when you can see that it's blurry? Anyway, if you want one of my blurry stickers, 10 years down the road, I'll see somebody with one of these and I'll think, well, there's a true fan. A fan from way back when all I could afford was some blurry stickers.